everyone, welcome to the Recipe Tales. Today I'm going to showcase how to make Laadi Paav charcoal, the charcoal flavored one or the charcoal look one. So those of you who do not know what is Laadi Paav, it is actually sweet buns and is generally eaten with pav bhaji. But you can eat it with as a burger, you can have it as a tabeli, you can do many things with it. These buns are really soft and it's very, I'm using natural wild yeast that I have here. So the first part of it is that I'm going to pour the Laadi, this one here. But before that, let me walk you through the recipe. So we have the milk powder. I'm using jaggery, which is raw sugar, and this is the organic one. We have butter. And if you're vegan, then you can avoid using the milk and the butter. We have water, we have plain flour, you can also use bread flour, and this is bamboo charcoal, which is a tinge of just a little bit of it, you can use it. Yeah, don't use too much, otherwise you'll have black color. But that's equally great, wonderful to have. Right, so let's go in and start off. Now I'm going to pull out my weighing scale, because making breads, it's very important to have the right amount of liquid in it. So about 60 grams of leaven that I need. Your leaven should be really bubbly, okay? Otherwise, the fermentation process will take a long time to come about. So always make sure that you do a leaven test and make sure that your leaven is really bubbly. Right, the next part of it is that I'm going to add some water. Again, I'm going to tare it and make it to 0. And I'm going to add it in here. What I'm doing is I'm liquidizing the leaven and that, and I'm also going to add in my sugar, raw sugar. So what is it that we are doing here is that we want to melt everything because it is jaggery, okay? It's going to take a little bit longer to melt. So I'm just going to, and it's sticky. So that's why I mix everything together, and when we knead it with the dough, it becomes one. And there we go. And I'm going to go back to my main panel. It's about 20 seconds, and at speed, gently you go up and then make it to 2.5. Okay, so it's about, what you are doing is we're mixing all the leaven, the sugar, and the water, everything, and make it one, so that when we put in our bread flour, our milk powder and butter, it all becomes one. It's easier that way and it works better. So what you see right now is this is how it looks. Go. Okay, so what we have done is we've mixed that up, and then I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of my bamboo charcoal, just a quarter teaspoon on the side, and I'm going to add my butter so that when it's mixing up, the butter is with the blades. And again, I'm going to bring in my weighing scale, and I'm going to just put the butter of 20 grams in there. Right, perfect. And then I'm going to add my flour. I've already pre-weighed it, but anyway, since we have a weighing scale at hand, let's just pour it and see. Right, it is 225 grams. That's the amount of flour we need. Then we add 15 grams of milk powder to it. Now this is to bring about taste to the food, when we add milk powder, but it's optional. If you don't want to use milk powder, it's also equally okay. Not to, but I just like to use it because somehow the sourdough bread becomes even more soft with the milk powder. So there it goes. Nothing other than just 20 seconds. And at speed 2. I'm mixing up all the liquid part into the plain flour, and we're all mixing it all up so that it's all become one before I knead. So my dough has been mixed right now, so I'm adding now the salt in the end. Right. And if any dough that has been stuck at the side, you just scrape it down and bring it out. Okay. And now I'm going to knead. So let's go to the kneading function. Here it is. And because it is just about 225 grams, I'm not going to need more than 2 minutes, right? And that's the kneading function. So there you go. You know, I don't have to use my hand and get the window pane anymore. It can be done just by 2 minutes of kneading. Right, the dough has been kneaded. And let's open it. And let me show you how it looks like. There you go. So all you have to do now is just take it out. I'd rather take up them in my hands if I can, because it's soft. Okay, it is very soft because this is the hydration is very high, so it will be soft, and therefore sometimes it's better to keep it in a fridge. What I'm going to do is that this dough, I'm going to keep it overnight. I'm going to keep it 1 hour at room temperature now, and then I'm going to keep it in the fridge to slowly ferment it. Okay, to slowly ferment it. Right, I've taken it out and I've made it into a rice round smooth ball like that, and grease your pan and leave it in to rise for 5 to 6 hours. Depends on the temperature in your country or where you're coming from. If it's a rainy day, it will take even longer. So just let it rest and let it double in size, and then I'll show you how to do the buns. This is this charcoal sourdough bread that has fermented very well, and I have sort of weighed it at 45 grams each, and I'm going to mold it. I'm going to show you how it's done. So once you have cut it and kept it aside, and what you have to do is just mold it, make it round like that, right? Make it as round as possible. It's sort of a tension tight from underneath. Use your 2 little fingers to push it down, and there it goes. So what happens is at the end you just pinch that part so it remains round. So this is done, and what you see at the side over here is the one that has been done, and it is fermenting right now. It is moving. It has almost about another an hour's time for it to bake. Now let me show it to you again how this is done. Let's bring all the parts in it with your finger, bring it in together, and then turn it around and use your 2 fingers and just go around. Play around and see what is good for you, how it works best with you. This is all to individuals' preference of how comfortable you are. If you're left-handed, you work differently. If you're right-handed, you work differently. Some of them have also taught us that we have to roll it that way. That's fine, but always be very gentle and using fermented dough. So you see, and that is done. There you see. Oh, look at that! My charcoal Laadi Paav is just out of the oven, and I've not put any butter on top yet because it's hot. But I'm going to pull it out just to show you how soft it is. Look at that. Oof. And then let me tear it apart so that you get to see the graininess of it. Oh, look at the texture. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Let me try that. The inner part of it. You know what? This can also be a burger. You can use it for your dabeli. You can use it, but this is really exotic because we have turned this into a charcoal Laadi Paav. Well, the next round, I think I might try the beetroot Laadi Paav using sourdough, as my friend Gitanjali had done it. Right? So I'm going to try different ways, and it's good and healthy for our diet. And this is great. And look at that. We have all the breads been done. And it only took 30 minutes for me to bake it. But the process of using sourdough, which is using white yeast, is really important. It's good for our digestion, right? It's part of the fermentations that I follow, and it is so wonderful. Thank you for watching today's show. Do share and subscribe to the Recipe Tales. And many more recipes are coming on board, which are vegetarian and vegan. And all these recipes that I'm going to showcase is what I love eating, what my family loves eating, and my friends love eating. So please do share and love. Thank you.